Let me blow your mind with what pi means. 3.14. My mom and dad had a total of 5 boys, but they would end up saying that they have 4 boys to everybody, okay? They had 3 boys, but the third one named Jared died. J-A-R-R upon itself. What happens is Jah means go. R-R happened upon itself. E-D means that what happens. It's energy defined, or ED is when things are done. So Jah, reoccurring upon itself, means died. And that's 1-8 is 9, 1-8 is 9, 2 R's. So Jah is, just look up what Jah means. Jah means go, or Jah means now, or Jah means like Jah, do it, Jah. And even jump means to jump, it means action. So Jah, reoccurring, but reoccurring on itself. And then experienced in divinity, or ED is when things happen. When you worked and you put an ED at the end, but when you JARR-ED, that happens. Why do you think me with the middle name of that keeps saying that I've died and come back? I mean, this isn't me trying to prove anything. This is me saying everything that you'll ever hear of every letter ever with every character and every person, and I can show you how it ended up being that way through either shape, math, or combinations of our mind. And you will know, and I can show you your magic. And when you may not think it's a big deal, but once you see it for yourself, you won't want any of the dumb shit we have. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody, you can have it. As long as it doesn't take away from our land, you can have it. Now 3, Chuck, Brian, and Jared. Okay? Now, Brian is the second letter. Chuck is CH, which is from a left circle continuing. That was because of the Father Claire and Father Charles, okay? I mean, I don't know these people, but I know they were there. So, and then C to an H. There's one side blocked. At this point, the H is a lowercase, so it extends to the bottom of that graph, underneath the middle line, which means that he's going to be a character who does things, and it goes, it's just not an R, it's a CH, a lowercase h down to that lower point, which means nothing low about it, but he's like a wilderness guy, and that means his concept is going to be history, like what everyone else has always done here. It's like C here, concept here, and it's CH plus itself is 11, which is kinetic. And that makes that K sound, but CH is Charles, and we don't use K because it's usually unseen. But if we use CH, it's because CH is 3 plus 8, and it's 11, just like K. So then A is all reoccurring life energy source or subject when it's at the end, because you're moving into source at the end when you die. Like that's usually your first name leads on to where you go into your job point. And his middle name is Edward, so he's always been a hard-working guy, just like my dad. He gets work done. He's an awesome worker. We all are. We're all really hard workers in our family. That's why we get upset when we see how other people don't do anything and get it, but at the same time, they didn't really need to do anything. We just had these number combinations, so it was our job to do those things so we could learn the lessons we came into this world to do. Just like you have lessons to learn, and I can help you help explain them to you, so you can experience the experiences that you came here to do, except not go through with murder, not go through with sex and rape, because those have happened to you in the past, in your name that your parents named you, because believe it or not, your parents are just names too. They're divine energy that reflects and echoes all throughout infinity. So when they do that, they also they are the divine energy. So when they name you out of love, they give you a name that is meaningful for you at the time. And it will actually give you your next lesson. That's what brings you to that body, that name. So then after, and they say 4-9, they say 49 days and all that kind of stuff because it's 13. That's manifest. 4 plus 9, 13. And it's just 7 sevens too. And 7 sevens is from consciousness to consciousness. It just, you can't deny what I'm saying if you really just get this into your soul. Because this is what I'm talking to. I'm talking to our soul, my soul, the one. It's just source, ongoing, unified living. But we're all here together, unified, and we think we're apart. So anyway, then I want to go back into pi, because this is amazing, and I'll say it straight through because I just get excited to tell people who they are. I want to sit down with each and every one of you one-on-one and help you. And that's all it will do is help you. If you give me a week or 2 weeks of your time even, you'll change your life. You will learn how to heal. You will learn how to start working on it little by little yourself. You can't expect for things overnight. You can have things happen overnight, but you just have to get into that place. And all you have to do is get in that place and bam, it's there. You have to see yourself that way. and you have to formulate the idea in your mind of how you get to that. So, I wanted to break down the letters, but I'll do the names all individually later. But that's why Chuck hunts and makes guns, because it's just in his call sign nature. And if he doesn't get that, then he doesn't want to understand that he's not dumb. Nobody's dumb. You are, until you wake up. Like literally wake up, become a conscious, enlightened being. There's a difference between I guess there's one divine one, and I'm not trying to be stupid. In this life, if we had a board game, like all the other energies and entities that I know in astral space aren't mad at me for winning. Because your individual energies aren't them. Those aren't just whatever. All the energies that have ever been light particles and vibrations are still roaming around in our quantum space. I don't even know if I don't like calling it quantum, because that's what they say from human beings, but those words can lead to things, but you have to go deeper than the words and start explaining why those words are that. I can explain quantum to you either also, but Charles, Brian, and then Jared. Jaw, reoccurring upon itself, expressed and done. He died. He was the third child. Okay, there's three. They took a period of break for a while because they had a miscarriage, and it was like they had Chuck then Brian right after each other, and they had Jared a little bit after, and they took a break for a period because they had a child that died. There's three, but point. That one stopped at that point. 3 point died, and then one more, which is actually a line between the one that died and another one being born. There's a line there. And at the same time, he's the third son. His name is Michael. Starts with an M, which is a 3 laying on a line, which is a 1. So that's the same thing as 1. And then if you stood that up and added it to it, it would equal 4. And I'm Dan with a D, the 4th boy, but the 5th altogether. And my dad's name is Ed, E-D. He was meant to have 4 boys. It's amazing, but it's true. So, and the same thing happened with you, just in a different way with your name, with your parents, your name, your struggles, your everything. And I can help you look at it and be like, this was so awesome. And now I know why I had to experience that, because boy, oh boy, was it really hard on me, and boy, did it hurt. And now you can heal and help others heal. That's the only reason I'm saying all this, because it's the only thing that's ever been true, ever. And it's happening in you. You're true. You're real. You're still living energy. So I'm not downgrading anything about you. I just don't want you to harm anybody or harm yourself by getting so carried away with your ego that you don't know how magical and blessed you are to be a human being, to be a living essence, to be whatever these number call signs you are. Some people don't like being called human beings, but if they know that it means you're here, unified, managing all nature or active nature through one body, and you are a body of energy in the name of God or in the name of generation, that's you. That has always been you. Or you can see it in the name of Gaia, or identified nature Gaia, or identified nature genie, because that's what you all are. But you're a genie based on how much information you put into your brain and what comes out through your pupils, which are just color corneas, Here's me. I'm Pi, 3.14. I'm the 4 of Pi. Chuck, Brian, and Jared were the 3, and Jared died. That was his end point. Mike is 13, which is a line, which is 1 when you stand it up and make 1 plus 3 makes 4. And I'm the 4th son, which would be the boy. There are 5 for Edward, E-D. Called himself Ed, and he was in war, and he's in his own ward, like in his own mind, and I'm trying to help him. I was born to save everybody, including my own father, my own mother, my own brothers, everybody, my children, and they were taken from me, because this is the challenge you get when you get this experience, because it's so wild. It's almost like people don't want you to ruin the game, but this makes the game so much better. Not the game, life. It makes our life this time so much better. All you have to do is realize this and stop getting angry. Learn how to control the way you think. It's more important than anything. You may be like, yeah, that mind control and that brain control, that's stupid, that's not real. I'll show you how real it is if you just give me 2 days, really. I can have anybody for 2 days if they just sit and listen to me and look at what I'm pointing out and they tell me how the hell I would have seen that or known that when I was so busy. Like, I had a normal life too, until God came to me. And I can show it more than any book that you've ever seen. Nobody wants to see a big magic trick, because if I show somebody a big magic trick and no one pays attention or listens to what I'm saying deeply enough, they're going to think I'm a freak and kill me again. And I'm not going to go through that. I'm only telling you the truth the best I can as a decent, what we say, man or human being or father, friend, one who cares about each other. And of course I have a personal opinion. If you're an asshole to me, why would I just be like, oh, a humble one, when I keep trying to? Like this one dude, Dave, I keep talking about. Like, I'm trying to say, dude, I see you as God too, because you are. You just don't understand. You keep making fun of me for calling me a narcissist, having a God complex. I'm like, my only God complex is that you're God and you don't fucking want to see it. Instead, you want to make fun of somebody who actually makes complete sense. When you're reading papers and stuff and you say, I read stuff from geniuses or people that are an expert in their field. And then when I say I've been everything, I've fucking done everything, even in this lifetime. I know how to heal myself. So bring me someone else and I'll heal them. Give me the experts. I'll heal them. I can show you, dude, and I have nothing to prove. I have no reason to prove myself to you. Dave is devil for short. D-A-V. I-D. I did with the dev, but you're the Dave. You're still developing. You play kid stuff. You act like a kid. Your hair's blue. And you don't want to listen to anyone who makes sense because you're not ready to grow up. But you were forced to grow up fast because you lost your mom, and I'm sorry. You were the character that I created, and you felt it. But when I say I, that's not Dan Alexander. That's the divine being that Dan Alexander is. And you are too. Why do you think you had the life you had? Because of your name, and you weren't awake. And you think just because you're not sleeping in human terms, in our words, that you're awake, and you're not. If you were awake, you'd be trying to help the world instead of wasting your time looking at TikTok. And yeah, you can. And I don't know if you're still doing that, but either way, I know you're wasting time playing games and doing silly stuff and joking around with your friends while the world's falling apart and you don't seem to care. You say you're concerned, or you listen to the news and you say COVID-19, you get the vaccine. But if you really cared about people, you'd listen to somebody like me who says to you, dude, I am ready to give my life to tell people who they are and show it to them. I have nothing but a way to show it to them. And nobody will take the time to look. And that's not my fault. That's your fault. That's you being a child. And if it's not, then tell me what it is and ask any other human being who would listen to me talk to you, and I would talk to you in front of anybody in the world. But the problem is you would keep cutting me off and going, narcissist, 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 which is a little bitch kid thing to do. And I don't mean that and as in I'm calling you a bitch. You're not. And when I say you're acting like a child, you say that I'm insulting you. You know why? Because you're being a child, and you take that as an insult, child. Because you are. You're a child of me. I created you out of fucking letters and light. And now you're here giving me problems. Just like a father has a son. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm going off to the next term. But when a father in life has a son, male energy moving forward, father, further, come on, force, okay? Don't give me any shit, dude. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I've been everywhere and everything. Tell me I have no fucking experience or expertise. I'm the only expert at anything. I don't care if I can play the greatest guitar riff or the greatest video game or anything like that other people can do. That means nothing. Nothing at all. Who's trying to be flashy? That's what that's for. Who's trying to be the ninja warrior? I've already done it 1,100 times. I mean, more and more and more than you could imagine. Whatever. And this isn't just me spouting off some words. You can hear me and you can look at me and I will show you what the freaking alphabet and all the signs ever meant. But then you're going to go, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? Because you just don't want to understand that somebody gets you better than you. And if it makes you mad, it makes you mad. If it makes you want to kill me, it makes you want to kill me. I've had that before. I've been wizards. I've been witches. I've been murderers. I've been saints. I've been Christ, the Jesus. I'm Christ now. So are you. No different. Just dumb, as in refusing to stop damning yourself from the own truth. You're God damning yourself. And when you damn yourself, damnation, you're putting a dam on your nation, on your natural plus what you're on. You are. When we're here in this nation, the word is the curse that makes us think we're part of something. Red, white, and blue is red and white stripes. White at the top of the light, red at the bottom of our rainbow. blue is we're in this little pit. We're a bunch of little stars in a corral, a blue corral. And the blue is what they say because blue represents the voice. And that's what it means. Why do we think we say true blue, black and blue, black and blue, and then we have red and white? Where's the black in that? You tell me. The black is the dark side of blue. When you get punched in the eye, what is it colors to turn? Black and blue. There's a reason for that. I did this in an infinite space, and it showed up through time, including Buddha, including Christ, including Mary and Joseph, all those things, including Krishna, including every word and every name and every symbol and every animal, and it's so humanly painful to my body to keep telling it, because I feel it when I talk about it. So I don't want to keep doing it. But just this dude calling Dan a narcissist, Dan is gone. Dan's been gone for a long time. This sounds like the guy he met. But if he would actually listen to me, he'd understand why all the things happen in my life, because I had to have them happen. That was my spiritual journey. And I finished that part, and God gave me another mission. I'm the only one who's got this. I'm the only one who has ever understood the power of the word. And if you disagree, let me show you every fucking symbol. And don't be rude, because I swear when I mean it. What do you think God would do if he was in a human body? He'd do what I'm doing. And he wouldn't be afraid to die over it. Or she. Because it's all of us, but I've been the awakened master every fucking time, so don't tell me I haven't. This day and age, they need to hear somebody saying it this fucking way. I love you. I'm not harming anybody. I would never harm anybody. Not through this body. I've done it through other bodies, and I've done horrible things in this body, in the past life of this guy. But guess what? That guy is just the shell. It's just the old title. But he's also the awakened being. The only exact one there's ever been. Let me sit down with Sadhguru and blow his mind. He won't blow mine. Because I've done everything he's done. I've been everybody, and I've lived every life. I just don't know which one you're on right now. I can't pay attention to all that much. Dan's going through enough right now because some fucking morons who think they're, judges and whatever are holding him back because his exes don't like him. And that's just part of the world that we live in. When you watch TV shows where it's all between the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, it turned into every show getting divorces. Every show started turning into divorces. And now what do you think happened in the world? Divorce rates. What do we see on TV? Divorces and people not being able to whatever. We don't need to have marriages. We need to just be like, dude, I'm not jealous of you finding that person amazing. They are. I'm not jealous of you finding that person amazing. They are. Aren't they? Why aren't they? Because I'll get jealous. And I'm allowed to. You're allowed to because that's a kid thing to do. You're not awake yet. And if you feel insulted by that, I'm sorry. I'll help you wake up so that you'll never feel insulted. That's my point. Maybe I have to put some fire under your ass, but I won't literally do it because I don't want to say shit like that too much. I keep thinking, I keep trying to not let people get into my mind and upset me on a personal level because I won't harm them, but things happen in the world. When you keep saying the prophecies are coming into whatever, it happens because you think it's happening, and you keep convincing more people it's happening. And because you think of it and worry about it around the certain areas of the water and the ocean, the water is the most memory, so it does exactly what people fear. And it's a consensus vote of the world. So this area that has this history of this kind of stuff, that story keeps being told and expected next year. That's why I told my parents the weather isn't what you think it is. I'll show you. And over the next few years, the averages are going to be different. And then every year, my dad hasn't noticed because I've told him so many times that I'm going to show you, but I have to do it slowly because I'm only doing it by myself. Nobody else is really paying attention, so I need more focus from more beings focusing on better weather. So what I did is I sort of made it so the winters aren't too bad and the summers aren't too cold, or the winters aren't too cold and the summers aren't too hot. But at the same time, I don't have enough time to concentrate on simple stuff like that when things that are more important to me, like my children and my family and my world, are falling apart. So I'm not going to focus on the weather. I don't have the time. People that are focusing on the weather are weathermen who follow the history of that area, believing that pattern's going to happen. So all it does is changes a little bit. And the reason it changes a little bit is because people from different countries that are used to different climates in their memory frames go out into the matrix world that we live in. Not that matrix, but you know what I'm saying? Like the crazy, wild, big world. MA, manifest action, plus reoccurring identity in the center. That's what matrix means. The ones and zeros are the I's and the O's. That's the I that I am and the eyeballs that we are. Like, you know, it's just, you got to understand. And it's in and out of consciousness. In, out, in, out. You know, inner space, outer space, inner space, outer space. There's no space between you and me. There isn't at all. There's waves. I can touch you with my voice right in your ear right now. Hello. I can be anywhere and you can feel me. Hello. My skin isn't me. How I feel inside, the true being that is love is me. The true being that wants her it is love. You are a being that is love too. You just don't want to say it because you think it sounds corny from the stuff you grew up watching and the people you grew up around. If you grew up around violence in your home, I'm sorry, but you can forgive it and let it go. And if you need somebody to help you talk to the people that were violent to you, I will. You got to find somebody that they love enough or someone that they'll listen to enough to get them to listen to somebody who makes complete sense and can help them. You don't need drugs. You need to get your mind back. And I'm that. I'm the man. And I am putting myself on every line there possibly is. All I'm saying is, if you want help, it's here. I can't make you do it, and I won't make you do it. Once people understand, I'm going to be a busy dude. And then my body is going to take on a lot of energy and a lot of hate and a lot of negative energy from people who don't understand yet. But that's why I need people to share my stuff. Dan can't share his stuff, or people call him a narcissist. And he actually took 2 years before he even put it out because he knew this would happen. Because he's been here. And he's been past this one. But I can't remember, in this, my personal life, now try to picture how hard this would be as the divine being every role. And now I'm in this body as the discovered one because of the call signs and the letters that led me to me until I woke up. And then once I woke up and I actually understand it and can show everybody the golden language, pi, the ratios, where they are in the world, everything about the alphabet, everything about the numbers, everything. Nobody else can do that. All I'll tell you is some Artulian beings. And I can tell you about those stories too because I was them. But no one will believe them because they listen to other people's stories. And where do those people get those stories? In their heads from the universal mind. And that universal mind was something that I put out through symbols and letters. And they started retrieving it just from their mind space, from their location, what we call space. And there's nothing that isn't anything but space. It's just some space has water on it, some space has dirt on it, some space looks black with stars. And it's all projected from inside our body out. If you don't understand that by now, you're just too afraid to really think hard enough. So, I love you guys. Have a great day. Peace.